multiverse theory. No, I'm not actually going to talk about it, but in a way I am, from the viewpoint of the films I saw purportedly about the multiverse. First, the dud, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which sucked, and the much superior film about the multiverse, the stunning film by the Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, Everything Everywhere All at Once, starring Michelle Yeoh and Jamie Lee Curtis and many others, a wonderful cast. The multiverse is not a new idea. Physicists have talked about it for a while. There could be coexisting parallel universes alongside the one we're in. How do we access this multiverse? Is it even possible? Well, the one only redeeming idea, it's a very thinly veiled one in the Doctor Strange film, is that we might be able to access it through our dream state. Of course, they never developed the idea at all. It's just a silly 12-year-old cartoon movie with live action characters, supposedly, and a lot of hokey looking CGI. Nothing nearly as good as the original Doctor Strange 2016. This is just Disney formula crap. I wouldn't waste a nickel on it ever seeing it again. Whereas Everything Everywhere All at Once is my second viewing tonight, and I will no doubt watch this film many more times, maybe dozens of times if I live long enough, because there are so many layers to this film. It's so dense, so compressed with ideas that you could literally take some of the ideas every 10 minutes in the movie and probably have a 10-hour discussion about the ideas. I'm serious. There are some deep, heavy ideas woven into this film. We not only, in the Doctor Strange movie, we visit one multiverse and that's it. It's a very flatliner type movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once, we must visit hundreds of multiverses, almost simultaneously, back and forth. I mean, it's jarring at times, exhausting at times, and yet exhilarating, completely satisfying from beginning to finish. There's one point in the film you think the movie's over, but it's just a joke on the audience. You see, the film is layered with so many different puns, humorous quips, absurdities, that it had me laughing throughout, much more than the first time I saw it. I was just overwhelmed, astonished at what I was seeing. I didn't know what to make of it to take it all in. Second viewing, I was prepared. It's kind of like when you go on a roller coaster ride the first time. It's just so much for your senses, you can't even comprehend what you went through. But the second time, now you're ready, or bungee jumping, or anything like that. And this film is just a mind bender. You're gonna love it. I really recommend it for all audiences, but just be prepared for something unlike you've ever seen before. It is a lot, at times, like a David Lynch film, revved up on crystal meth and crack, both of which I've done in various subtle forms, but don't recommend that drug to anybody. But it will really wire your brain in an intense way. If you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. So this film is really revved up, high energy across the board. We get kung fu martial arts fight sequences that remind me a lot of the Three Stooges. Just hysterical, outlandish. We get some sexual innuendos. We have butt plugs. We have an S&M scene. We have some lesbian love, both young and older women. Woman power is on full display here. Michelle Yeoh carries this movie. As I say, it's a stellar cast. The director and writers of this film, Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan, boy, they got my applause, big time. These guys are so creative, so inventive. It's just astonishing. This movie, if I was voting on the Academy Awards, I'd give it all the awards for next year. I can't imagine another film being as good as this one. It's a film that's going to get better and better each viewing. There's an homage to Stanley Kubrick in 2001: Space Odyssey. I'm not going to give it away. There are concepts, philosophical ideas that are just awesome. Really made me sit and ponder the meaning of, does anything matter? This idea is floated throughout the film that nothing matters. And yet also there's a contradiction in that the only thing that really does matter is our connections with each other, with other people. Even though there's a lot of fighting and fun fighting in the film, fighting for your life, going from one multiverse to another to learn. We're told in the film, somewhere towards the latter part, that the best way to fight is with kindness. And I gotta believe that's true. How can you outdo that idea? You know, this idea of multiple universes, it's that each choice we make, we spin into another multiverse ourselves. We can access our other alternate universe beings, I think, in the dream state by paying attention to our dreams, relishing and appreciating, giving thanks, recording and attempting to decipher our dreams each night. They're giving us information. You know, think about it. Either your dreams don't mean anything or they mean everything. There's no in between with dreams. Most people don't regard their dreams as having a whole lot of value, just weird stuff. Well, that's what this movie is, weird stuff, a la David Lynch and Stanley Kubrick. I mean, these two Daniels, they really learned from the masters, and although they don't have a great number of films under their belt, I want to check out Swiss Army Man, a film that I wanted to see for a while. And they had another film from 2009, Swingers, that I'm going to check into. But this film, I know the word of mouth will be getting around. Audiences are going to want to be going to see this one for years. It's going to be a film people will watch 10, 20, 50 years from now. Whereas the Doctor Strange multiverse film, not so much. So my highest recommendation that you check this film out. But as I say, be prepared for something that's going to jar your senses unlike any movie I think you've ever seen. Soundtrack by Sun Lux, stunning. Sound editing, off the charts. We've got references to different cultural aspects that are both European, American, Western, and Asian. And the principal actors in the film are Asian. But get this, folks, almost 60% of people on Earth today are Asian, and they're growing in numbers. The Asian economy of China is soon to overtake the United States. So if you don't have an Asian friend now, I'd find one and link up and start understanding a little bit more about Asian culture and how the Asians have taken and borrowed and stolen a lot from Western culture for years, because the West has been leading the way with technology and modern things like science. But you know what? The Asians have a long tradition of spirituality and a connection with the earth that I think has been lacking in the West for a long time. So I think that we can join together, East and West. They say they will never meet. They're meeting today, and they're going to continue to meld and join together. Because if there's one message this film puts forth, it's that it's all about connections, family. It's a family story, utmost. The woman, Michelle Yeoh, and the relationship she has with her father, her beloved daughter, and her husband is central to the film. There are themes about connections and relationships that hit high levels of emotion throughout. There are intellectual ideas, and there are absurdities that are surreal, wacky, and bizarre that I just love. So my highest recommendation, once again, for this film, Everything Everywhere All at Once, now playing at your local theater. And I think it's one a lot of people are going to want to watch again, streaming or on Blu-ray, because it's a game changer.